This WPRO podcast is sponsored by the amazing Coast Guard House Restaurant. See views, see friends, see food.
And I think that, healthy civil disobedience is really good. It's good for our society.
I think that in 2019, we have an opportunity to absolutely celebrate Italian-American culture without standing up Columbus.
I mean, we want to use this as an opportunity it's a teaching moment. It's an opportunity to bring people together.
Now all of a sudden, I don't hate anybody. I just think it's sad that this person, I think she has an inherent hatred somewhere along the line for Italo-Americans.
Who the hell are you to tell me I got to get in line? Who the hell are you to tell me I got to get in line?
A failed radio program.
A failed radio program. Yeah, 20-year anniversary next week, you jackass.
Yeah.
Boy. Oh, really? You did, you jerk. You did. I think you deserve it.
Now look what Columbus started. That's Tom Rossi going at it with Dan York yesterday. I guess Rossi wants to put a reward fund together. Maybe $5,000, he says, will loosen up things. And he got in there with York yesterday. What did he tell York? Stand in line? Get in line? Something like that?
Stand in line.
Stand in line, you. How'd that go over?
Not very well.
Not very well. Well, this thing, we've been going at it with Columbus since they threw the paint on him on Columbus Day. And then they did it again this week. And the Journal, I think the Journal hit it on the head with regard to this Councilwoman, Kat Kerwin. Though she took an oath to uphold the law, one city council member, Catherine Kerwin, has applauded the vandalism, absurdly arguing that civil disobedience is really good for society. Destroying or damaging public property is not, in truth, really good for our civil society. They're right. The Journal editorial board. Read the editorial. They're right. Now, what's the next step here? Well, maybe we ought to make desecrating that kind of a statue a hate crime because it's held dear to a particular ethnic group. And if you throw paint, you're sending an ethnic group a message. Now, Mayor Policina thinks these two, Catherine Kerwin and Rachel Miller, are anti-Italian. I'm sure they're going to say just the opposite. But nonetheless, this is being raised. Also, Policina's, he's got the boycott going at Providence. Don't eat the restaurants, don't shop. That's what he's saying until they get their act together. You do what you want to do. In the meantime, this is making national news again. Andre Domino is with the Italian One Voice Coalition. That's a group dedicated to fighting anti-Italian stereotypes, bigotry, things like that. They know about our statue, and they've got something to say about it. Good morning, Andre.
Good morning, Gene.
Andre, what's this about hate crime legislation? Your group, One Voice Coalition, has been working on this. Tell me.
Oh, yeah, we're not sitting back. People start to forget about Columbus Day the day after. We haven't. And we've assembled a very astute group of legal scholars that are working on this situation. And there's a situation now where we have now determined that Italian Americans are a recognized protected group under the 14th Amendment, and we chose Christopher Columbus. That was all these statues and things were commemorated by Italian Americans with their own money, and therefore that is an attack on us as a racial group as well as a hate crime. And we're looking for bringing this forward on this aspect. And by the way, Gene, I have to say, I heard you make comments about Kat Kerwin and her youth and so forth. Candidly, what she's doing is really totally incorrect, and she's fostering a criminal act, and therefore we think that what we're doing is going to solidify that across the country, that these activities are an attack on our ethnicity.
And you have lawyers assembling this. What would you need? Legislation? What do you need to determine that, hey, if you do something like this, that's equivalent to a hate crime? What do you need to get that passed?
Well, we're going through a number of steps, and it's multifaceted. We are going to be going to the Department of Justice, the DOJ, because how can a government entity favor one group over another protected group? So therefore, we think that this is related in the Department of Justice. And in addition to that, we're looking at specific legal suits in certain areas. There are 7 states that got rid of Columbus Day and 130-plus municipalities. Mm-hmm. And how can those governments choose one group over another? That's discrimination.
I think I sense up here the willingness to fight back. That yes. At some point they feel that enough is enough now. Look, they're after the statue, but after that, they're going to come after the holiday. And eventually they want to end the parade. There's an end goal here, Andre, and I think some Italos up here, Italian Americans, are just trying to sense this, and they're saying, wait a minute, you're not going to get the statue and you're not going to get rid of Columbus Day.
Well, absolutely. And you know, us at the Italian American One Voice Coalition, we support all your local groups over in Providence and in Rhode Island. And if there is an award, a reward for getting these vandals, we want to be part of that. We want to support the mayor of Johnstown and the work that he's doing in opposing this. And, you know, I can tell you that there's a lot of support from outside of Rhode Island, because Rhode Island, after all, has got a lot of Italian Americans, and there's support from the outside as well.
Well, we've got one of the highest per capita percentages. Johnson, I think, trades back and forth with Fairfield, New Jersey, as to which is the highest one. Now, Mayor Fung in neighboring Cranston, he says, I've got a lot of Italian Americans here, and I want to bring the statue to Cranston. I don't know. Our Mayor Elorza in Providence, he seems inclined to do nothing right now. He wants to have a study commission, and you know the lines: teachable moment, let's get together, and let's not be divided. At some point, Andre, talk is cheap.
Absolutely, and you know that when you put it into a committee and your study committee, they're just trying to kill it and avoid it. They've got to stop saying nothing here, and they've got to stand up for what's right, and they've got to stand up for the law. And these people are violating the law by attacking the statue. They're vandalizing property as well as attacking our group.
Now, you see it as pitting one group against another, Italians pitted against the indigenous people, and you're saying that's just wrong on the face of it.
Oh, absolutely. We've got nothing against indigenous people, but why do we have to be pitting one group against the other? You know, indigenous people already have August 9th. They have the month of November. We're there to celebrate with them. We're celebrating for all groups, Irish Americans, Polish Americans, indigenous people, and all. But don't take it away from Italian Americans. That's just the wrong thing to do. And candidly, we think that's just the tip of the iceberg. You see now in Charlottesville, they're going to get rid of the Lewis and Clark statue because there's Sacagawea as part of that statue. It's a beautiful bronze statue, but they're attacking that as well. It's just going to go on and on.
Well, Thanksgiving too. I didn't know that Thanksgiving was controversial. I know Columbus was, but I thought Thanksgiving, the story I learned in third grade, that's not true. The Indians and the Pilgrims didn't get along for a day. We're giving thankful. I don't know.
I learned the same story, but that seems to be another touch point. It's unbelievable.
Now, Tom Rossi, who's a former state rep over here, he floated the idea yesterday. Let's get a reward fund together. Maybe $5,000 will loosen up some lips on the streets, and you'll find out who put that statue together. Do you want to contribute to that? The One Voice Coalition want to throw some cash? What do you think? Saying about that?
Absolutely. I spoke with Dr. Manny Alfano, our founder, and we've agreed that we want to participate in getting that done. And candidly, you know, you can buy a $50 video camera and put it up and just watch who's doing the vandalism. It's just unbelievable.
Right. That if they want to do a reward fund, I'll leave that up to Mayor Policina in Johnston and Tom Rossi. But I'll put them in touch with you just so that they understand the depth. You're a national group, and I know you've got people out in California, across the country, and they know about this. They know about that statue in Providence, Rhode Island, and the aggravation we're going through over here.
Oh, absolutely. We put it through our entire social media. We have over 5,000 members across the country with a number of, we're all activists. This is all that we do. And Rhode Island is, you know, that's an important situation there. And to see this happening after Columbus Day just tells you this is not going to go away, and we can't let it.
All right, Andre Domino, he's with the One Voice Coalition. Say hello to Manny, by the way. He does nice work.
Absolutely. Thank you, Gene.
All right, very good. Thanks, Andre.
Happy Thanksgiving.
You too. It's 7:54.